Donald Trump's attorney, Evan Corcoran, arrived at a Washington, D.C. courthouse. You can see him there to testify to a grand jury without the protection of attorney-client privilege. Corcoran must also hand over documents and notes related to his legal work with the former president. This is all about the Mar-a-Lago classified documents investigation. CNN's Caitlin Polantz live outside the courthouse in Washington, D.C. Evan Corcoran is inside. Caitlin, so what's happening?
Indeed, Evan Corcoran is inside the courthouse, and we do believe he's back with the grand jury at this point, a little bit after 9. His attorney is here as well, so it is quite clear that he is complying with this court order, that he provide answers he did not want to give, and that his client, Donald Trump, did not want him to give to the grand jury about their communications as the federal government was trying to get back classified records at Mar-a-Lago. We learned last night from my colleague Sarah Murray and a source she was speaking with that what they want to ask him about is that response after May of last year, where the federal government sent a subpoena demanding all classified records be returned to them. And there clearly were conversations between Corcoran and Donald Trump then, including in June. That is what we know they want to ask him about, and that he is going to have to respond to today inside the grand jury. He did just go in a few minutes ago, and typically these types of appearances can last for hours. So we are going to be waiting. It is entirely confidential what happens inside that grand jury room. So we won't be able to see it like we do other court hearings. But this is really a critical day for the special counsel's investigation, and also a really unusual day to have a lawyer for Donald Trump being forced to come back to court and testify again. John?
It is incredibly unusual. Caitlin Polantz, we know you're watching it closely. Let us know, when the white smoke comes out of the building, when people emerge, when there is information about what went on in there. Appreciate it.
I will.
I'm joined now by former federal prosecutor and CNN legal analyst Jennifer Rogers. Jennifer, as we've been saying, this is highly unusual for a defense attorney to have to testify like this. The prosecution, the special counsel, obviously, this is a big get for them. They got him there. What do they now need to try to get from him?
So Caitlin said the first thing, which is the circumstances around the certification that was submitted in response to the subpoena, saying we have diligently searched for all documents and we have no more documents with classified markings. That document was drafted by Evan Corcoran, but he didn't sign it. Christina Bobb, another Trump lawyer, signed it. So the question is, where did they get that information? Did they get that information from Trump? Why did Christina Bobb sign it? Everything around that certification. The second really important thing is that there was a conversation between Corcoran and Trump on the day that the Trump organization received a subpoena for surveillance footage from Mar-a-Lago. People were seen bringing boxes in and out of the storage room. Why did they do that? What was that conversation? I mean, you can imagine what would have happened. We got this subpoena. What's going on at Mar-a-Lago with the boxes, Mr. Trump? And that conversation. So that's another topic they're going to ask
So
about.
Evan Corcoran, perhaps at this very moment, is going through something that very few attorneys have ever gone through. You haven't, certainly sitting before a grand jury, having to testify about your client. What are just the challenges for him, the professional challenges for him?
Yeah, well, this is something that you obviously would never want to do. When you talk to your client in that context, it's supposed to be confidential. You don't really have to worry about talking around things, right? You can be fully candid with one another under that protection. That protection has now gone away, so that's not great for him. Listen, he doesn't have a choice here. He could take the fifth, but I don't think he will. That's not a great look for him professionally.
Because it means you're not testifying because it might incriminate yourself, which in theory, a lawyer shouldn't be in the business of incriminating himself for anything he might say, right?
Right, and it's probably not true, right? I mean, the government at least doesn't think that he actually was involved in this conspiracy. They think that Trump lied to him. So they either would go challenge that invocation or probably just give him immunity. So they're going to get at it anyway.
So he's got to answer just about everything.
Yeah, I mean, everything that he didn't answer before, they had him in before. So now they're just going back to the questions that he said, attorney-client privilege, invocation, and asking those.
All right. While that is going on in Washington, here in New York today, I joke, nothing's happening with Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney's investigation into Donald Trump regarding the Stormy Daniels hush money payments, things connected to that. The grand jury is not meeting today. We think they are going to meet again on Monday. Donald Trump overnight put out this statement on his social media platform where he cited the possibility of death and destruction if Alvin Bragg presses charges here. Dangled that theory out there. I don't want to ask you, an attorney, about the propriety of a human being saying that. He also continues to say things that are racist. If you are in the office of Alvin Bragg, if you are a prosecutor, how do you react to something like that?
Yeah, well, it's really hard to be under, first of all, this kind of scrutiny, of course, that is around this whole case, but those kind of threats are really disturbing for anyone. I mean, listen, Alvin is a professional. I promise you, I know him well. He will not be daunted by that sort of shenanigans by the former president, but it is troubling. I mean, obviously they'll have additional security and those sorts of things, but to be under that kind of attack is really disturbing. But in the end, you know, it won't matter to him. They'll, of course, move ahead with their case.
Jennifer Rogers, great to have you here. Thank you very much.